have you been noticing changes in your partner's behavior lately? It's a question that can stir up a whirlwind of emotions. It's natural to observe shifts in behavior as relationships evolve, but sometimes these changes may signal something more concerning. Could your partner be seeing someone else while they're in a relationship with you? It's a daunting thought indeed. But before you jump to conclusions, it's important to understand the potential signs. So what are these signs? Stay tuned to find out. First on the list is decreased communication. This may not initially seem like a big deal, but a significant change in the frequency of communication can speak volumes. Think about it. You used to chat all the time, sharing everything from the mundane to the marvelous. But now it feels like pulling teeth to get a simple response. Hours or even days pass between messages and calls. He's not as available as he used to be, and it's not just about physical presence, it's about emotional availability too. His mind seems elsewhere, and it's not with you. This sudden shift can be disheartening. It's like there's a wall between you, and he's on the other side, growing more distant. You might chalk it up to him being busy or stressed, but if this change in communication is unexplained and sustained, it could be a red flag. Remember, a sudden change in communication frequency might be a red flag. The second sign is a lack of thoughtfulness. Now remember those early days when he'd remember your favorite ice cream flavor or how he'd always make sure to call you before bedtime? It was clear that you were the apple of his eye. But if you've noticed a sudden shift in his attention, it might be a sign that his thoughts are preoccupied by someone else. Maybe he doesn't remember the small things anymore, or perhaps he doesn't go out of his way to make you feel special like he used to. It's not about grand gestures, it's about those little acts that show he's thinking of you. If you feel like you've moved from the forefront of his mind to the back burner, it could very well mean that his attention is divided. So if he's not as attentive as he used to be, it's something to take note of. The third sign is a sudden shift in attitude towards you. Love is about acceptance, understanding, and growth. But if you've noticed that your partner has been more critical, taking issue with everything you do, it's time to take a closer look. You see, in a healthy relationship, there's no room for constant negativity. Constructive criticism is one thing, but if it feels like you're always in the wrong, that's a red flag. Perhaps they are projecting their guilt onto you, or maybe they're pulling away emotionally. This could be a sign that their attention is divided, that they're seeing someone else. It's important to remember that you deserve a partner who is supportive, who builds you up instead of breaking you down. Don't let yourself be blinded by love and ignore this sign. Remember, constant criticism and negativity aren't normal. A fourth on our list is avoiding phone calls. Now, we all need our personal space, and sometimes we might not want to answer a call in front of our partner. But if this becomes a regular occurrence, it might be a sign of something more sinister. You see, when your partner consistently avoids answering their phone when you're around, it could indicate that they're trying to hide something from you. This secretive behavior might be a cause for concern, especially if it's a sudden change from their usual habits. Relationships thrive on trust and openness, so when your partner starts to act secretively, it could potentially be a sign that they're seeing someone else. It's important to remember, though, that this isn't always the case. There can be other reasons for this behavior too, so it's always best to communicate your concerns openly. If he's suddenly secretive with his phone, it's a sign to watch out for. Last but not least, the fifth sign is being too busy for texts or voicemails. Now, we all have busy days, right? But when it becomes a pattern, it's something to take notice of. Imagine this. You send a text or leave a voicemail, but hours or even days pass without any response. You might start to wonder, what's going on? Is he just busy, or is there something more? In a healthy relationship, your partner should make the time to communicate with you no matter how busy they are. But if they're constantly too occupied to return your messages, it could be a signal that their attention is divided. Remember, it's not about the quantity of messages, but the quality of communication. It's about showing respect and care for each other's time and feelings, so if he's suddenly too busy to respond, it's something to be wary of. In conclusion, changes in your partner's behavior can be signs that he's seeing someone else. We've traversed through a myriad of signs that could indicate that your partner might be involved with someone else. From decreased communication, a lack of thoughtfulness, to an increased propensity to find fault in you, these are all telltale signs that shouldn't be ignored. However, it's essential to remember that these signs are not definitive proof. They are potential indicators, and it's crucial to approach the situation with understanding and open-mindedness. It's easy to jump to conclusions when we see changes in our partner's behavior, but it's important to remember that there can be other explanations. Stress, work pressure, personal issues, all these can also lead to changes in behavior. If you notice these signs, the best approach is open, honest communication. Have a heart-to-heart with your partner. Express your concerns and fears, and encourage them to share their feelings too. It's better to confront the situation head-on than to let doubts and suspicions poison your relationship. In the end, trust your instincts. If something doesn't feel right, it's worth investigating. But remember, communication is key. It's the cornerstone of any relationship and the best way to solve any issues that might arise. Remember, trust your instincts and communicate openly. Thank you for watching.